Okay, I'm going to start by doing a basic black bead and we'll embellish it later. But first, most important, you have to put on your safety equipment, which is deodendum glasses. So, you have to waft your glass. You can't take it straight into the flame. If you do, it will shatter. So, wafting it, getting it so that it accepts the heat. And my mandrel has to be warm as well in order to accept the glass. And you have to constantly move the glass and the mandrel, because once glass becomes molten, it moves. So I've got a donut, but I want it round. So I am going to add more glass and melt it in. Now we are melting the glass in. I'm going to make it round. And as it melts, it spreads. So once we get it down, I'm going to marver it and widen it. Now I'll bring it back in the round, and I may have to add more black glass to get it to be a round bead. So I'll do another wrap of glass. As the glass melts, it spreads. So then you slow it down and let it come back into shape. And since I want to have dimpled ends, I'm going to do what's called a collar. Glass will move to the center. So because I want my ends dimpled, I'm going to concentrate my heat on the end of my bead so that it comes down. And I'll concentrate it on the other end. And we get a nice round bead.
Anytime you want to start.
Okay, so now that we have a round bead,
Yeah.
I'm going to embellish it by putting yellow dots on it randomly. And again, the glasses come on. So what I'm going to do is again waft my glass, because if I take it straight into the flame, it will snap and pop and send shards of glass everywhere, which can be hurtful. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to put dots around the circumference in the middle of my bead. And I'm going to come and put one in between the previous dots on the side. Come back and check and make sure that my dots are all pretty much the same size. I might need to add a little bit or take a little bit off. Now I'm going to come over here and apply dots. This is what they look like if it was left raised. And you have to constantly move your bead as you're working on it, because even though it looks solid, it's still moving on the inside and will sag and become out of balance. So now I'm going to melt these dots in. So this is what it looks like when they're all melted in. Okay. So now what I'm going...
Now tell us what we're going to do.
All right, so now that I've melted the dots in, now I'm going to go in between right there, and I'm going to twist, and it's going to draw the 4 dots in, and they will be... And I only concentrate my heat right in between those dots. I don't heat the whole bead. Come in, set it, and I twist it. Cool it, and this is what you get. Did you get it? Okay, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to do that. Oops. Didn't heat it enough. I'm blowing on it so that it'll snap off. So there's another swirl. I'm going to do this. Alright, so now that those are all done, there's 2 dots in between each set of swirls that didn't get pulled. So we will leave those, and now I will even it out and make it round.
And then
And I'm steady turning my bead, because if I were to hold it still, the glass would sag and eventually drop off of my mandrel. So in order to keep it in shape, you have to constantly move it. So now I'm going to bring it down underneath my flame and do what's called flame polish. Let it all come back in. This is the finished bead.